Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gamer Bargains. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about motherboards and where can we get one so that way we can build our crypto mining rig. So, first up is going to be we're just going to look at Newegg here and see what their availability is. Now, you go to Newegg. And obviously you can see the H110 is all that Newegg carries. I don't typically buy from third-party sellers as they're usually marked up and there's usually long, shipping times. Some of them even come from China. So I usually just deal with, Amazon and Newegg and, the companies themselves. I don't usually buy from the third-party vendors. So the only one they actually have that's for cryptocurrency, as they call it, and this is kind of going to be the new standard here, is going to be this new what is this Z390. So this is the LG A1151 socket. So this supports 8th and 9th gen Intel CPUs. So that will be it's a 300 series board. So you have 6 PCIe slots right here, as you can see, and you can even add another one right here, add another PCIe slot right here with the M.2. You would just have to configure it in the BIOS. So you could actually squeeze 7 out of this. It also comes with 4 DIMM slots for memory, which you really don't need to pay attention to for mining purposes, but for resale value, or if you want to turn this into a gaming rig, so it would be pretty nice. You got a M.2 slot, you got even the little Wi-Fi card slot right there as well. So this would take an 8th or 9th gen Intel CPU. So you could try to find a Celeron or a Pentium processor from the 8th or 9th gen Intel. Probably going to be pretty hard right now, as most of them are sold out or they're marked up because everybody uses it for crypto. You could probably try to find an Intel i3 for probably around $100. Is probably going to be your best bet. Now, I do have a couple more options from Newegg. So when you're looking for motherboards and you're thinking about mining, this is completely different from, building a custom gaming rig and building something that's going to look nice or has some nice aesthetics here. Your mining rig does not need to look nice. It doesn't need to look pretty, and it doesn't need a whole lot. As long as it has a CPU socket and at least one DIMM for the memory and a bunch of PCIe slots, you're going to be good. Now, I don't recommend going too far back in the generations because you kind of want to have some DDR4 memory in there. So you kind of want something more current. So here's another board, and I'm going to see if you could probably pair this up with an Athlon processor, which might be flying under the radar right now, and you could pick up for maybe 65 to 85 bucks. So this is the Msi Pro B450. This is rocking 6 PCIe slots, which is great. So one thing to note though is when you go down to the specs here, is you read about these PCIe slots, and it does state that when you do run the second slot at ×2, all the other slots will be in ×1. So just keep that in mind, that when you're installing the devices, it will change speeds as you add them. But for mining, you just need at least Gen 1. So you should be good there. So there's another board. You could also use this B365, which is a 300 series board, and it also supports 8th and 9th gen Intel as well. It also has 6 PCIe slots as well as another M.2 up here. So theoretically, you could also add another PCIe right here on the M.2 slot. So actually, you could have 7. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So we'll go down and we'll read some of the specs on here and read specifically about the PCIe slots. So 4 by 1 slots, all slots. So this one will be good too. Now, So far, I've shown you a lot of 8th and 9th gen Intels, as these are going to have a little bit better resale value. So let's say down the road, things don't work out and you want to resell some of these things, you can at least get a little bit of money back instead of buying something really old and you're not able to resell it. You're just going to be stuck with it, or you might not make that much money back on it. So this is all on Newegg. I will leave links to all the Newegg stuff down in the comments down below for you guys to check them out. Now, B&H is also a good place. B&H Photo is another good place to either get graphics cards or computer parts. Sometimes, most of the time, they fly under the radar. And if Newegg doesn't have it in stock, these guys will have it in stock. But with the current stock shortages, these guys have been really wiped out more often than Newegg. But their prices, as you can see, this is the same motherboard, the B450 A Pro Max. It is the exact same price as Newegg. They also have the B365 here as well, and it is the exact same price on Newegg. So it doesn't really matter where you order these. So this one is in stock. This one is special order. You'll get it in 2 to 4 weeks. These guys have it in stock right now. Now, I also try to look up some, I put in this, BTC to get some more of the crypto mining boards, and the only one they have is a Z490 here, which is not available. So another good choice, if you're able to find it and it's in stock, this used to be, I picked mine up for 70 bucks from the Zotac store. So this is Zotac. And they actually, a lot of people don't know this, they actually made a B150 mining motherboard, which actually supports, it's 7 CPUs, right? Yes. No, it's 8 GPUs. So this is an 8 GPU board. It has 7 PCIe 1s and 1 times 16. So this is gonna be your 6th and 7th gen Intel CPU. I actually got this board, and I really like it. So it's a really good board. I haven't had any problems. You don't need to plug in the Molex into the motherboard. I've never had a problem. Some people say they just do it anyways. To me, what I think that is to help get power to the board to power all these slots. But if you're obviously going to be using risers and you're going to be powering the risers via PCIe, you don't need to plug in this Molex connector right here, because I didn't, and I haven't had one hiccup yet. So if you can get this and this is in stock, this could be an option. At this price, it's going to be kind of, if you're willing to spend that much, because some of these other alternatives I have are sub $100. I'm trying to get you guys in there at around the $100-$150 mark. So even the Z390 right here is still cheaper than the Zotac. Now let's jump over to eBay, which, I mean, this is ridiculous here. An H110, these things were going for like 60 bucks not even long ago. Like before the big boom really hit in the late last year, you could pick these up for cheap. And now people bought them and they're selling for like 10 times what they used to sell for. It is crazy. You can't find it. So here you have a brand new, which is weird, it says brand new, but it's out of the box. But so it's new and it's not in the box. So that would be a little skeptical there. But so, I mean, you can get some boards for between $250 and $500. So I would not recommend eBay right now for any of these. So what I do recommend, though, is checking out your local. If you're on a budget and you really need to save, save down the cost, and you're trying to really do it on the cheap, and you're only going to add maybe 1 or 2 cards a month. Let's say you can't buy all 6 cards or 5 cards or 10 cards or whatever you're going to do, right? Let's say you can't do that. Let's say you're just going to do, let's say your goal is like every other month you're going to add 1 GPU is going to be your goal, right? So, maybe starting off somewhere small here. So here's a Gigabyte B75 here. So, and it supports 5 GPUs, has 4 gigs of RAM, which I would recommend slapping another stick of RAM in there for 8 gigs. and it even comes with either an i3 or a Celeron processor. So it already has a processor, and technically you can run Hive OS with 4 gigs of RAM, depending upon how many GPUs you run. So you get a motherboard, a processor, and RAM for $60. I mean, this is a steal right here. And I bet this is posted 9 hours ago. I bet you this will be gone by tomorrow. So another good way, a couple of more good boards you can look at is going to be some of the older like Z170s, the Z270s, and the B250s, B150s. So I found and here's another good one. You can pick up an Asus Z170 right here, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots. So that's perfect, for you to get started. And it's $70. And the thing is with OfferUp, most of the time you could talk these people down. I mean, he says $70 are best offer. I would just start at $40. And maybe you guys meet somewhere in the middle around $50 or $60. So I picked up my last motherboard, which is a Gigabyte Z170. I picked it up. The guy wanted like $150, and I just offered him 60. Just shot in the dark, right? $60 I picked it up for. Not a thing wrong with it. So it worked out great. So utilize your OfferUp and some of your local marketplaces here to try to save a little bit of money. So now here is a Facebook marketplace I decided to check out. I don't use the Facebook marketplace a lot where I live, mainly because not that many people post in it in my area, at least for the things that I look for to buy. So I prefer OfferUp. That's my preferred app I like to use for looking for gear. So here, look at this. You have a Z270 board. It supports 6th and 7th gen, and it's only $65. You might even be able to talk them down to $50. So, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots again. So another perfect example of maybe you can buy some of these boards new. Let's say you're really trying to save some cost here, because look, this is $100 plus tax. It's like $110, right? You buy one of these for $50 or $60. It's half the cost. So these are some more affordable options for people that are really on a stringent budget, and they're really trying to maximize all their money for just their GPUs. So you utilize your OfferUp and your Facebook marketplace, so that way you guys can save a little bit of money if that's what you guys want to do, if you guys don't mind buying used. But just remember, always check out all the gear before you buy it, because there are people that do scam you. So kind of buyer beware a little bit. And once again, none of this is financial advice. This is all just for entertainment purposes. So that concludes today's video. I was kind of just giving you guys some tips and buying strategies on where to get some of these motherboards that you don't necessarily need one of the BTC or mining motherboards. These motherboards will work fine. You will find that trying to run the big 19 or 12 GPU motherboards, they come with a lot of issues. And also trying to fill that many slots is going to be very expensive. So I recommend just sticking with the smaller motherboards, and I mean, they're $100, so they're extremely affordable. So I hope this video was helpful. If you guys liked the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below of what you guys thought about it. Also, check us out on Facebook, as I'm always posting on there, and I also post some news you guys might want to hear about. And I'll see you guys next time.